This most recent season of Formula One has been pretty crazy, but hasn't had as much attention as the previous one. Despite all the major changes that were made during the preparations of this season, we really haven't heard much about what's going on outside of the major communities around Formula One. So stay tuned to today's video as we discuss the top 5 best F1 drivers from this season. Starting off at number 5 is Charles Leclerc. He might not be the most popular Formula One racer of all time, but he is doing super well this season and has taken the 5th spot on this list. He drives under Ferrari at the age of 24. He has 2 wins and 13 podiums under his belt as well. He is a wonderfully promising driver this season, and from what his team has said, we haven't seen all that he is capable of just yet. The 2022 cars seem to be frustrating and challenging for many drivers right now, but Leclerc seemed to grasp them pretty quickly. He said that his new car is better for adaptation, but those bigger tires caused many issues at first. We are looking forward to seeing what he can do with them. Next, we have number 4, Sergio Perez. He drives under Red Bull at the age of 31, so he's an older driver. Currently, he has 2 wins and 15 podiums. Perez had a strong finish to the 2021 season with podiums in Turkey, the US, and Mexico. He also played a vital role in holding back Hamilton to assist his teammate Verstappen in the final race and title decider of the season. But it wasn't an easy start. The preseason test running had to be cut to just 3 days for all teams, and Perez initially struggled to get used to his new car. I came to a very different philosophy of car than I've been driving all my career, but after spending last season getting used to the car, Perez is excited about his new season with Red Bull. I'm here because I fully believe that I can become the world champion. Coming in at number 3, Max Verstappen. He is 24 years old with 20 wins and 60 podiums. He has had an incredible career so far and a pretty great season as well. He is the current world champion after what happened between him and Lewis Hamilton a few months ago. He has had a great season already, and it's looking like this world-class driver might get close to another world championship win. Despite many wanting Lewis Hamilton to win this year's championship, no one is going to bet against Verstappen winning this year's championship as well. Now for number 2, George Russell. He hasn't had a long career so far, as he has only had 1 podium placement at the age of 23, but things are going well for him. Russell stood in for Lewis Hamilton during one race in 2020 because he had COVID. Ever since then, he has shot to fame and become a really great driver amongst the greats. He has already made a pretty large impression on the industry and is targeting a great season. This season, he will race alongside Hamilton, and the fellow Brit insists that he has nothing to prove and that he is excited to see the youngsters coming through. But it's not that I want to lose to a youngster, naturally. Hamilton's rival Verstappen has said that for sure he will make it very difficult for Lewis. Russell himself is excited to see the new cars and what they offer for everybody. We are also excited to see what happens. And number 1, Lewis Hamilton. Despite the fiasco at the end of last season where he nearly quit the sport altogether, Lewis Hamilton has come back to the sport and he isn't messing around. He is currently 37 with 103 wins and 182 podiums, as well as 7 world championship titles. Lewis is a phenomenal driver, and whenever he leaves the sport, it's going to have a massive hole in it. He is expected to overcome what happened to him at the end of last season and hopefully beat Verstappen this time around. Hopefully he can break the record he hoped for last season with an 8th world championship win. And that's the end of this list. What did you think about it all? Let us know down in the comment section below. To finish off this video, here are some of the most loved Formula One drivers this sport has ever seen. Number 5, Fernando Alonso. The Spanish driver won 3 racing championships in a row in Spain from 1994 to 1997. He was also known as the 3rd youngest driver ever to debut in the international event in Formula One history. During the 2001 Australian Grand Prix, Alonso drove for the first time. This led to his first win during the 2003 Hungarian Grand Prix, which was in his first year with Renault. Fernando Alonso also went on to win 2 consecutive seasons back in 2005 and 2006 in the Formula One World Drivers' Championships. His final race was during the 2014 Belgian Grand Prix, where he placed 4th. There's no wonder he's regarded as one of the best. Number 4, Sebastian Vettel. The current Red Bull racing driver Sebastian Vettel debuted in 2007 and achieved the 7th position. In 2008, he was voted Rookie of the Year at the annual Autosport Awards, and in the 14th race of the 2008 Formula One season, season, Vettel won his first Grand Prix title. 2009 was a great year for him, as it was the first year he raced for Red Bull during the Formula One season. This was also where he finished as the youngest ever World Drivers' Championship runner-up. He also won Formula One World Drivers' Championship 4 consecutive times from 2010 to 2013. Up until now, Vettel has gained 29 wins in Grand Prix, 45 pole positions, and 1,549 career points in total. Number 3. Lewis Hamilton. As one of the best racing car drivers in the world, Lewis Hamilton stands tall at the number 3 spot. With his 98 race victories and 171 podium finishes, he is one of the greats. The racer has driven under Mercedes, Manor Motorsport, ASM Formula 3, and ART Grand Prix. During his time under Mercedes, he helped them win the Formula One World Constructors' Championship 7 times consecutively since 2014. He also achieved the Formula One World Drivers' Championship, a grand total of 7 times as of writing this video. Hamilton has also achieved the DHL Fastest Lap Award, a whopping 5 times as of now. He received both the Autosport International Racing Award and the Autosport British Competition Driver of the Year Award 7 times each. Number 2. Michael Schumacher. In the second spot on this list is the legendary Michael Schumacher. Schumacher was the world's first billionaire athlete. During his 1991 Belgian Grand Prix debut, the driver finished 7th, and in 1992, he achieved his first Drivers' Championship title. Schumacher is the only Formula One driver in history to finish in first position in 5 consecutive seasons. He achieved this between 2000 and 2004. His last win was sadly in 2006, during the 2006 Chinese Grand Prix. He then went on to work as a brand ambassador for Ferrari and works as a car developer for them as well. The last race of his career was in 2012 during the Brazilian Grand Prix, where he finished 14th place. With 91 wins and 72 Grand Prix victories, is without a doubt one of the best Formula One drivers in history. Number 1. Ayrton Senna. Finally, the number 1 spot goes to Ayrton Senna, the legendary Brazilian Formula One racing champion. Senna made his professional driving debut during the Brazilian Grand Prix in 1984, where he qualified in 17th place. The second race of his career was in the Portuguese Grand Prix that took place back in 1985. In this race, he achieved his first World Championship point. The driver won the title of Formula One World Championship for drivers in 1988, and he won the same for a second time in 1990. He won the title for the third time in 1991, where he became the youngest 3-time world champion. Senna then won his last race during the 1993 Australian Grand Prix. Sadly, due to significant blood loss after an accident in 1994, the driver died. Senna had an amazing and glorious career, which makes him the most loved Formula One driver according to our list. And that's the end of today's video. Formula One has had some weird few months, but the sport is just getting started in its 2022 championship. The next few months could solidify this year as one of the most important technological years yet. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!